Hi, my name is Nolan Sawtell. I'm one of the turtle trackers here at the Louisville Nature Center. I'm working under Dr. Omar Atum from Indiana University Southeast, and he's assisting me in some wildlife biology research.
My name is Adam HAAS, and I'm a university student at Indiana University Southeast, and I'm working under Dr. Omar Atum, and I'm working with Nolan Sawtell as well, doing turtle tracking data. And today we're going to be out collecting some information with our box turtles and using our telemetry units to take data points for the turtles. We use a tracking, there's a GPS chip inside of here, and we had to take this unit apart and learn how to waterproof it. And this is what we would hope to be able to link and make a mapping of where these turtles have been with this. That's what we hope, but we have to see if all this works out. This is part of the learning process with this, and this was a brand new project. I had no idea how to build these, and Dr. Atum came to me and presented, there's a presentation on how to build these. So we've built these from scratch. We put little antennas onto these, and he just always refers to these as our radio tracking units. Radio waves to locate it. It's kind of like hide and seek with the turtle. It's like it's saying Marco Polo back and forth, but using this part to pick up the radio waves off of the turtle. And they each have their own frequencies assigned to them, so we will change the frequencies as we need to find the box turtles. And as we get closer, we'll turn on a switch that lowers the signal, so it helps us to fine tune where we're finding the turtles at. And it adjusts the signal strengths.
And once we locate the turtles, we'll be taking a series of data points. We have our GPS units to locate a specific GPS point, so we can later on map that and create an area where we find them. And we're also taking a look at the ecosystem around them, whether it be shrubs, trees. Some of the parameters we're looking at will be the date and time we find them, whether they'll be found during time of day. Bush honeysuckle is an invasive species around here, pretty prominent. We're wondering if that has any effect on the turtles, where they live, where they want to hide. Then we're taking how big of trees are hanging around, whether smaller trees, bigger trees, to give them more cover, canopy, ground cover. It's a system of parameters to see what they're after. We've been taking a measurement of their weights just to see a basic data on them. So this is our spherical densitometer. So what we do with that is when we find our location of our turtle, we're going to hold it out about chest height, a little distance away. And so each one of these squares, if it gets covered up with green, that's going to be canopy cover. So we'll take 4 recordings, one in each direction, and get an average. And we'll do a little bit of calculations, and that'll give us our canopy cover, showing how much is covered, how much sun shows down on the ground, to see if the turtles are going to prefer to be in the sunlight or shading, depending on the amount of heat. And it gives us an idea on that.
What exactly is the tape measure used for?
So a lot of the data points we're taking are within like a 3-meter radius. So if we're looking for the largest tree within the area, we're only going to go until 3 meters, just because that's where the area the turtle is and what they're going to be associated with. Also the size of tree. And we also do a reading of percent creeper and creeping Charlie, which are invasive species that are on the ground. We'll be able to set out a 1 meter stretch of our tape measure and record how many centimeters are covered, and do it in 2 different directions. And another little calculation will give us a percent coverage of the invasive species in that area.
This is the turtle numbers, and then this is the date, the time, the GPS coordinates, the bush honeysuckle, whether it's immature or mature, then the percentage of winter creeper and percentage of canopy cover, the ground cover creeping Charlie, and then the trees and the location, dead or living, the diameter, and then there is the leaf litter. And these we record for each turtle and a random spot as well.
I'm getting a pretty good solid ping that way, which is going to tell me that the turtle is most likely in that direction. As I point the other way, my signal should get weaker and not ping as strong. So I'm pretty confident the turtle should be over there. So we'll jump off the trail here once everyone catches up and see if we can go find them.
Off we go.
We usually give it two or three pings before we change the direction to pick another one, just to make sure we're getting a solid contact with that radio signal to ensure that we're traveling in the right direction. But it looks like we're headed the right way, so we can keep on pushing.
You see the deer tracks?
As we get closer here, the strength of the signal will be like a 0 to or 1.0. And when it starts to go every direction, it's showing that we're getting closer. So we're gonna have to reduce our gain, which is the amount of frequency we're shooting out. So as I reduce that, I get a weaker ping, and I can pinpoint which direction is giving me the strongest ping, so I can continue to follow the right direction. Looks like we still head the right way. Let's see, once we're closer, we'll turn on that attenuator, as Adam stated, and it'll pinpoint it even more directly. We'll still look for that strongest ping. Now it's just the patience and waiting game to see if you can find the camouflaged turtle. It's usually the longest time to find them is the last 10 seconds. And I see her there. There she is. She's full of energy, and she's... Let me get her out of here. She's a little female. A couple identifications are the short front nails. The males will have a lot longer nails, and a pretty discolored, lightly colored brown eye, and there's not very much color in those forearms, as well as a little short stubby tail will also signify female. So on air we have our transmitter. You can see on there somewhere it says 115, so this is our turtle 115. That's the frequency we follow if we ever want to find her. She's pretty comfortable. She's not too hidey, and she likes to show herself. She's had quite a bit of damage on top of her shell, possibly from a car or a deer stepping on her. There's a lot of possibilities to cause that. But she's surviving even with it, and she's doing really good.
Older box turtles will get to where they enjoy things more like fruit, mushrooms, whereas if this was a really young turtle, if this was like 5 years or less, it would ignore all that most of the time and would eat only worms, crickets, snails, slugs,
The
insects, grasshoppers, spiders, whereas the older turtles, and this one's probably an older female from the looks of her shell. Older turtles tend to get more vegetarian-like and will eat more things like out here, you're going to have fruit from mulberry trees, you're going to have wild strawberries, Anything out here that produces any kind of fruit, just about any species of mushroom out here, the adult turtles will devour, even the ones that are toxic to people.
Oh, wow.
Box turtles will eat those with no effect at all.
Wow.
Where they would make humans really sick.
And just take her over, and we can go through a whole process of taking points on her. And GPS point north 38.21273, west 85.71059. Go ahead and do the largest tree. .3 meters. Diameter. So it's pretty tough how you do it. But every square has 4 corners, and I think it adds up to 96 total. So we'll count every square, every corner that has green in it, and we'll count that as a point.
Okay.
And we'll do that in all 4 directions. Get a total of that. Take the total times it by 1.04 to get to that 100%.
Right.
And then divide by 4, and that gives us our average
Oh, I gotcha.
canopy cover. A little time consuming, but it's supposed to be pretty accurate.
Sure.
Gives us a pretty good reading. Pull up the calculator.
Okay.
So 86. 79. $77. And 83. That'd be about an 84% canopy cover in this area. I was maybe gonna do just a little bit of the winter creeper. This is where we take just choose a random point here. So we'll set out about 1 meter of line here. And so what we're doing here is getting a rough estimation of the cover of the winter creeper, which will be this plant right here. And the other one is creeping Charlie, but I don't see any in this area. So what we'll do is we'll take that 1 meter, which will go from about right here, and we'll count any centimeter that's covered by the winter creeper, or that it covers. So there's a cluster here. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll come along. There's another little cluster. 11, 12, 13, 14. There's about 0.14 meters covered there. And we'll switch that around and do perpendicular to that reading. And we'll take another count. So we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 0.16 there. And we'll take that total and divide that by 2, and that'll give us a percent coverage of the winter creeper. A rough estimate in that 1 by 1 meter area. We'll do that at every point, and after taking a point at the specific turtle, we'll take a pencil, do a random point, and we'll march 30 paces, 15 yards in that direction, and do it all over again, and take another sample. Just to get a random sample, and see if there's any specific things, or if it's just they pick their spots randomly. There's nothing really pushing them towards there. It's just where they happen to be at the time. We'll replace all that onto an online document, and you can read it a little better, and then therefore push it on the more GIS, which is a mapping program, where you can actually see the points and where they traveled each time and map it out. This should be pretty cool. Coming up in the year, I'll be doing some more work on that. And put it all together, and hopefully present some new data later on. School. Having there.
What the average homeowner or the average Louisvillian or Kentuckian can do to help turtles?
Typically don't take them home. I mean, they're wild animals out in the area. If we do find them crossing the road, whichever way they're pointing, if you want to move them, push them in that direction over the road to prevent them getting hit by cars, which is probably one of the number one predation effects on box turtles. They're slow moving and they travel across the road. A lot of cars, if you're not paying attention, can easily run them over.
Mowing, especially, be careful when you're mowing, just to check around, because the shell damage a lot of times occurs from mower decks as well, clipping their shells, and causes a lot of damage to them because it's actually attached to their skeleton. Their shell is part of their bone structure. Their spine runs along the top of their shell, so it's pretty amazing that that's attached to their body. A lot of people aren't familiar with that.
I think it can then just come out of their shell like
in Mario or something.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing that it's part of their body. It's part of their skeletal structure.
And they are wild animals, so as we're doing them, we're handling it today as a research standpoint. It's okay to touch them and be gentle with them. Don't put them, and if you remove them from a place, they're most likely going to go back. They have a homing system, which is what we're trying to figure out here is, do they stay in this area around, or are they traveling around? A lot of the research so far is when they have a specific home, and they'll always return there. Even if you put them in your backyard, 6 miles away, they'll make the trip all the way across roads and traffic, and in essence, there's a lot of reasons why a lot of them die. It's because they're removed from their home territory.
We had to go through a lot of online courses and certification for wildlife handling, so we do everything properly as well with the university. So we got permission to be able to work with the wildlife and to track them and attach data trackers to them, and to learn how to do that in a way that doesn't hinder the turtle's life. It's very important as you're doing research to be mindful of the animal's welfare as well and its happiness.
We'd like to thank you guys for joining us on our turtle tracking adventures. This is Adam Haas and Nolan Sawtelle and Box Turtle 115 signing off. Found him.
Found him?
Find him.
Yeah, here he is.
Yeah, here we go.